Alright, welcome to Game 5 of the 1995 World Series replay. This is Atlanta at Cleveland. The Braves have a 3-1 lead in this series, and they're looking to close this one out just like in real life. We'll see if Cleveland has it in them to force a Game 6 back in Atlanta. That's what happened in the actual series, and we will see about this game. It will be Hershiser against Greg Maddux. So the Mad Dog against the Bulldog in this one. Alright, let's get started with this Game 5. And we'll see if the Braves can close it out. It'll be Marquise Grissom leading off in center field. Luis Polonia is playing in left, his second straight start. Chipper Jones hitting third and playing third base. Fred McGriff, the cleanup man, playing at first base. Dave Justice is in right field, he's hitting fifth. Ryan Klesko is the DH, he's hitting sixth. Mark Lemke is at second base, batting seventh. Charlie O'Brien gets a start at catcher, he's hitting eighth. And Rafi Belliard is at shortstop, batting ninth. Gregory Maddux on the mound, he is 226 FIP. Right-handed pitcher, can go 28 batters. He was 19-2 in 1995 with a 1.63 ERA, one of his 4 Cy Youngs in a row. And for the Indians, it'll be Kenny Lofton leading off, playing center field. Omar Vizquel is the shortstop, hitting second. The second baseman is Baerga, he is hitting third. Albert Bell in left field is the cleanup man. Eddie Murray gets a start as the DH, hitting fifth. Jim Tomey will slide up into the sixth spot, he's playing third base. Manny Ramirez goes down to the 7 hole, he's in right field. Paul Sorrento gets a start at first base, he's hitting 8th. And Sidney Alomar Jr. will be hitting 9th and playing catcher. On the mound for the Indians is Hershiser, 4.41 FIP, right-handed pitcher, can go 26 batters. In game number 1, these two locked up, and it was a 3-2 ball game, just a 3-hitter for the Indians. I'm sorry, the Braves only gave up 3 hits, so all given up by Maddux. Maddux went 7 innings, 3 hits, 2 earned runs. For Hershiser, he got the win. He went 6 1/3. He did give up 5 hits and 2 runs, but he had 5 strikeouts only against only 1 walk. So we'll see how this one goes. The actual game, I want to say, was like 7-6, or it was in 10 or 11 innings. The Indians won the game. So let's get into this one. It's going to be Grissom, Polonia, and Jones against Hershiser. Hershiser, right-handed pitcher. A 35 is going to be a strikeout, as right off the bat he gets Marquise Grissom looking, and Hershiser with his first strikeout of the day. Luis Polonia stands in, left-handed batter. A 45 is going to be a long single with a speed of 6. That's going to be down the right field line, and Polonia turns that into a hustle double. So nice job from Polonia, as he's in scoring position with 1 out. Brings up Chipper Jones to the plate. A 15 is going to be a base knock. That's right up the middle. A little frozen rope back through the box. And let's see, let's try to score Polonia from third. He is a 1-6 to score. Let's see if he makes it. They're going to send him. It's Kenny Lofton in center field. 10 doesn't mean anything. Oh, actually it does mean something on a roll like that. He gets thrown out at the plate. That's what that means. So Kenny Lofton with a very nice throw. That's going to be out number 2 as they gun down Luis Polonia trying to get to the plate. Chipper stays at first base. Brings up Freddie McGriff with 2 outs. 24 is going to be a double play or a strikeout. That'll be a strikeout looking. And bookend strikeouts for Hershiser to end the inning. The Braves get an opportunity for a run, but he gets thrown out at the plate by Kenny Lofton. Often not known for that part of his game, but nice play there. As we go to the bottom of the first, still tied at 0. Kenny Lofton to the plate, then it'll be Vizquel and then Baerga. Lofton with a ground ball to second base. No problem for Lemke there. And that'll be out number 1. Maddux throwing a ground ball. Hard to believe, right? This is the 35. And that's going to be a strikeout for the Mad Dog. Some like to call him the Professor. And this will be Carlos Baerga to the plate. Baerga batting left-handed against the right-hander Maddux. And he's going to be strikeout victim number 2 as Maddux with the changeup down and away gets a strikeout. So Baerga goes down. That's a 1-2-3 inning for Maddux. And we head to the top of the second. Still no score in this one. And it'll be Justice, Klesko, and Lemke for the Braves. Dave Justice, a 36, is going to be a walk. So Justice at first, not really a threat to steal, just a 1-4. 40% is not exactly my cup of tea, stealing bases. We get a fly out here. That's deep into left center field as Klesko almost hits this one out. He hits it to the warning track. That allows the runner at first to advance, but that's going to be F8 on the put out as Lofton makes the catch in left center field at the track. Let's go get in the field. Lemke to the plate. A 14 is going to be a ground out with an error check. So it's a ground ball right back to the pitcher. The pitcher is going to have a rating of 0, no error on the play, and he's going to go 1-3 on the put out. He looks that runner back at second base. Doesn't really matter, but Justice is going to stay at second. Charlie O'Brien to the plate. O'Brien, right-handed catcher. 26 is going to be a ground out. That's a little two-hopper to the shortstop. I'm going to go 6-3 on the putout. And after a leadoff walk, the Braves get a man in scoring position, but they cannot bring him home. And we head to the bottom of the second inning, still tied at 0. Maddux faces Bell, Murray, and Tomei. 34 is going to be a walk to Albert Bell. It's probably a pretty good thing to do, but hasn't been great to put anybody on in front of Murray in this series. Murray with a couple of home runs already. 16 is going to be a deep fly ball that goes to right center field. That drives Marquise Grissom all the way back to the track. He makes the catch, and that's going to be enough to get the runner to second base as Albert Bell moves up on the deep fly out from Eddie Murray. Jim Thome to the plate, and 11 is going to be a strikeout as he takes a whiff. Another Maddux changeup. Down and away. Thome comes up empty, and that's going to be 2 outs in the inning. Runner at second base, a base hit scores the first run of the game. Let's see if Man Ram can do it. He did. A 14 is going to be a base hit right up the middle as he hits a scorcher right back through the box. Maddux can't glove it, and that's going to be the first run of the game. Manny Ball with an RBI single, and he's at first base with 2 outs. Paul Sereno stands in, 6 batting runs, 25 homers in 1995. This will be a ground out to the shortstop. Let's see if there's an error. No error on the play as Belliard goes to first. The often sure-handed Belliard. That'll be the 3rd out of the inning. But Cleveland takes a 1-0 lead on the Manny Ramirez single. And they're up by 1 as we go to the top of the 3rd. 36 is going to be a fly ball. That goes out to right center field. Can of corn out there for Kenny Lofton as he takes it for out number 1. Back to the top of the order with Marquise Grissom. Grissom, strikeout victim in his first at bat. A 24 is going to be another strikeout as he strikes out swinging this time. And Hershiser gets him with the breaking ball. And that's going to be out number 2. Brings up Luis Polonia. Polonia with a double. He got thrown out at the plate in his first at bat. Or in the first inning, I guess. This is going to be a 45. That's going to be a long single. Another hustle double for him as he hits that one into the gap. And he'll wind up at second base. 2 doubles in the game for Luis Polonia. As I recall, he had a good game in this actual game as well. Brings up Chipper Jones. Jones is 1 for 1. This time he's going to fly out deep to right field. Manny on his horse going back into the right field corner is going to make the catch. And that is a good play to end the inning. So the Braves get another runner in scoring position but can't get him home. And we go to the bottom of the third. Cleveland up 1-0 in this deciding, or could be a deciding game 5. It is a 3-1 series lead for Atlanta. 25 is a fly ball. That goes down the left field line into the corner. Let's check to see if there's an error. No error on the play. And that will be a fly out to the left fielder, Polonia, who makes a nice play at the left field line to get Sandy Alomar Jr. Kenny Lofton to the plate. He grounded out to second in his first at bat. This time he is going to double. And that's a double down the line as Kenny Lofton shoots it the other way. They get it back in, and Lofton is standing up at second base with a 1-out double. Brings Omar Vizquel to the plate. 15 is going to be a ground out. That goes to the shortstop. The shortstop is going to look the runner back to second. Lofton not going to go there. And that'll be out number 2 as Vizquel grounds out to the shortstop. Carlos Baerga to the plate. He grounded out, or struck out in his first at bat. He's going to get wood on it here as he flies out to right center field. Let's do a check on Grissom. Ooh, almost an error. But Grissom is there, and he'll make the play in center field for out number 3. They strand a runner at second base, Cleveland does, and they have a 1-0 lead as we head to the top of the 4th. Good pitching matchup here between Greg Maddux and Oral Hershiser. Hershiser, of course, pitched in the '88 World Series for the Dodgers, and no stranger to the limelight. 26 to McGriff is going to be a base hit, and that's a single with an error check. So a single with a plus. That's a base hit to right field. Manny Ramirez is who we're checking, and that is going to be an error on Manram as he's a minus fielder. So that's a single with an error. So we'll say E9 as Manny can't pick up the ball in right field, and that's going to lead to an advancement by McGriff to second base. So could be a costly error there. Dave Justice to the plate. He walked in his first at bat. A 35 is going to be a strikeout as he gets caught looking. Hershiser on the inside corner freezes David Justice, and it comes back. That two-seamer. Hershiser and Maddux, similar styles of pitcher, especially at this point of Hershiser's career. 24, that's going to be a double play or a strikeout. No double play there, so he's going to get a second strikeout in a row. That's 5 Ks in the game for Oral Hershiser. Just a 16% K percentage at this point of his career, but getting it done here in game 5. The Limmer stands in a 34. That's going to be trouble for the Indians as Lemke hits one over the second baseman's head into right center field. That'll be a single with an error check. So we're going to check the error on Kenny Lofton. He's a plus fielder, so no error there, but it is going to drive in the run from second base with 2 outs. So McGriff running on the pitch, comes home to score, and the game is tied. Look at the Limmer coming through with a clutch base hit. Brings up Charlie O'Brien. O'Brien grounded out to short his first at bat. He's going to ground out to first base here. And that will be, we'll just say that Sorrento takes it to the bag himself, gets the slow-footed catcher. But the Braves do put one on the board. That ties the score at 1 and going to the bottom of the 4th. Maddux in the bottom of the 4th will face off against Bell, Murray, and Tomei. A 35 is going to be a walk. So second straight walk for Albert Bell. I want to say Bell poked a home run in this game in real life. Eddie Murray up to the plate. He flied out to center field his first at bat. He's going to ground out to the shortstop here. So we're going to go 6-4 on the fielder's choice as they get the lead runner, but they can't turn 2. And that's going to bring up Jim Tomei with a runner on and 1 out. A 33, that'll be a fly out off of Maddux's card. That's out to right center field. So the center fielder Grissom is going to grab that one. Would have been a double if it hadn't been Greg Maddux. And Manny Ramirez to the plate. Ramirez with a single and an RBI in this one already. He's going to fly out deep to left center field. Going back on his horse is Grissom. And Grissom makes a nice running catch at the wall. And that saves a run as Manny got a hold of that one. But not quite enough to put it out of the ballpark. And we head to the top of the 5th inning. 1-1 is our score. It'll be Belliard and then back to the top of the order for the 3rd time for the Braves. 23 is going to be a walk. So Belliard on base with a walk. And that brings up Marquise Grissom. Grissom, not a great hitter. 258 average, 12 homers, 42 RBIs. Terrific center fielder, though. 16, he's going to get a hold of this one as that goes deep to right field. Manny Ramirez plays this one. Whacks up against the wall. And that's going to allow the runner to advance to second base. But they do get the out as Ramirez makes the play. It's going to bring up Luis Polonia. Polonia with 2 for 2 with 2 doubles. A double would do here. Instead, that's going to be a line out, and that goes to the first baseman. No runner advancement, no double play. And that's going to bring up Chipper Jones with a runner in scoring position and 2 outs. A single scores a run, but he's going to fly out to the opposite field. It will be Lofton chasing this one down in the gap, and that is going to be out number 3. So the Braves get a runner to second again and can't quite bring him home. So we head to the bottom of the 5th, tied at 1. And this will be a fly ball for Paul Sorrento. That's out to center field, deep center field. As Marquise Grissom goes back, he's got room in front of the track, and he'll make the catch for out number 1. Sandy Alomar Jr. to the plate. He flied out to left field in his first at bat. 26, that's going to be a little chopper to second base. No problem at second for the Lemmer, and that'll be 2 quick outs here in the bottom of the 5th. Maddux and Hershiser kind of cruising in this one. Go back to the top of the order for the 3rd time. This is Kenny Lofton. Lofton is 1 for 2. He had a double in his last at bat. 46, though, is going to be a strikeout looking as he gets caught with the old 2-seamer right on the inside part of the plate. Lofton can't believe it. That's a 1-2-3 inning for Greg Maddux, and he's just at 19 batters. He can go 28, so I think both pitchers are going to get deep into this one. We head to the top of the 6th inning, still tied at 1. Hershiser is going to be facing off against McGriff, Justice, and Klesko. McGriff 1 for 2 with a run scored. A 15 is going to be a ground out as he hits it hard, but he hits it right at Baerga. Baerga makes the play to first, and that's going to be out number 1. McGriff pretty silent in this one. Dave Justice, though, has had a good game, or had a good series. I think he had 1 3-hit series. He wound up with the big blow in the actual series. This is going to be a single with an error check. Where did he hit that? He hit that to left center field. So that's going to be an error check on Albert Bell as Bell runs over to get the ball. And let's see if he makes an error on the pickup. He does not. And so Dave Justice will be at first with 1 out. Ryan Klesko to the plate. Klesko had I think back-to-back games with home runs. Let's see if he comes through here. 46. That's not going to do it. That's actually going to be a line out, and that line out is to the shortstop. So he hits it hard, but he hits it right at Vizquel. Vizquel makes the play, and that's out number 2. Scampering back to first is Dave Justice. Mark Lemke to the plate. He had an RBI single his last at bat. He's going to hit another single here. That's a long single, so that will push the runner all the way to third base as Justice goes to third on the single to right center. And the Braves have 2 on with 2 outs. And Charlie O'Brien, actually, you know what? We're into the 6th inning. Let's go ahead and get a pinch hitter. We're going to bring in Javi Lopez. I'm not quite sure why he didn't start the game, but we're going to bring in Javi Lopez. So Charlie O'Brien, you're out. Good job. Javi Lopez has been so hot in this series, and we're just going to bring him in to catch. He'll come in here, and he is a +3. All right, so Lopez, the young catcher at this point, I want to say this was his rookie year or second year, very early in his career. And he would go on, of course, to be one of the best catchers in the National League. So we got runners at the corners, 2 outs, and Javi Lopez coming in to hit against Oral Hershiser, a 34. And look who is the genius. So that's going to be a base hit into right center field. That's going to score 1 for sure. And that will be Dave Justice coming home on the single. Let's see if there's an error on Lofton. No error on Kenny Lofton. So that, with 2 outs, is going to push the runner to third base. So again, runners at the corners. Javi Lopez gives the Braves a 2-1 lead. And the crowd is stunned in silence, hoping that Hershiser can just get 1 more out to get them through this. A 12 is going to be a grounder as that's chopped to second base. Baerga goes to first with it, and that'll be out number 3. But the Braves do put 1 on the board in the 6th. They give the Mad Dog, the Professor, a 2-1 lead, and let's see if Maddux can hold. He'll be facing the middle of the order with Vizquel, Baerga, and Albert Bell. Here is a high chopper to first base. Freddie McGriff makes the play. He's going to toss it to Maddux, who's covering, and that'll be out number 1. 3-1 on the putout. Carlos Baerga to the plate. He's got a strikeout and a flyout. 66 is going to be another strikeout that he adds to his resume. Maddux gets him on the slow breaking ball. Took a little bit off of that one. And that's 2 strikeouts in the game for Carlos Baerga. Albert Bell to the plate. Bell's got 2 walks. He's officially got no at-bat. A 45, though. Maddux leaves 1 out over the plate. And Joey Bell deposits this one deep into left center field. And that clears the Jacobs Field wall in left. And the game is now tied. The Cleveland Indian fans are out of their minds as Joey Bell clears the fence and ties the game at 2. Eddie Murray with a ground out. This one right back to Maddux. Maddux flips to the first baseman, and that's the 3rd out of the inning, but not before Cleveland ties this one up. We got a great one shaping up. Game 5 of the 95 World Series. The Braves looking to close this one out. They're up 3-1. The Indians holding on for dear life. And we're at 27 batters. Hershiser already is in this column here. Oh, I got the 40s chart up. That's why. He's already in that column. I don't know if we have anybody who is, well, we're not going to mess around. He can go out for, he needs to come out of the game. All right. So let's get Hershiser out of the game. And we will bring in, what are we facing? Right, left, and then a bunch of lefties. So what we really need is Paul Ossenmacher. They leaned on Ossenmacher a lot from what I could see. I watched the entire 1 hour series about this World Series, and it was like almost every game Ossenmacher was in the game. So he was their specialty lefty. He 321 was his FIP. He's going to replace the Bulldog. Hershiser goes 6 innings. And I think this was the moment they let him go out for the 7th inning, and he didn't have it. So I'm not going to make the same mistake, but this is basically playing out almost exactly the same as the actual game. So he goes 6 innings. He gives up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hits, 2 runs. Both of them, were they both earned? They were not earned. So only 1 earned run. He had 1, 2 walks, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Ks. So very similar to his first performance. His performance on the road, 6 1/3, 5 hits, 2 runs, 1 walk and 5 Ks. Here he's got 6 hits, 6 innings, 8 hits, 2 runs, 2 walks and 5 Ks. So consistency for Hershiser against this Atlanta Braves lineup. But it's going to be Paul Ossenmacher for this inning. Let's see if he can get through it. It's Marquis Grissom. Marquis Grissom 46 is going to be a fly out. So that's a fly ball out to left field. No problem for Bell, as he's going to squeeze it for out number 1. And that's 1 down here in the 7th inning. Luis Polonia to the plate. A 56 is going to be a strikeout, as Ossenmacher gets him looking on the fastball. Must have been looking for that slide piece. And he gets the fastball, sneaks it in there, and that's out number 2. Chipper Jones to the plate. He's 1 for 3. He's got a couple of flyouts and a single. And here Ossenmacher gets him with the strikeout as he goes down and away to get Chipper. And that's a 1-2-3 inning for Ossenmacher. Excellent work out of the bullpen. You can see he has a 25% K percentage, 40 Ks in 38 innings pitched. We head to the bottom of the 7th inning. We're tied at 2. Greg Maddux still in the game. He is at 20, 22, 23. He can go 28. He's going to face off against Tomei, Ramirez, and Sorrento. This is going to be a strikeout off of Maddux's card. That's a strikeout swinging, as he gets a changeup low and away to Tomei. Tomei with 2 Ks in this game. He has not been able to figure out Gregory Maddux. Brings up Manram. Manram 1 for 2. 15 is going to be a fly out. That goes out to dead center field. Marquis Grissom backing up just a little. Plenty of room to make the catch. And that's out number 2. Manny with 2 flyouts. He's now 1 for 3. Paul Sorrento 0 for 2 against the Mad Dog. And he's going to be 0 for 3 as he swings through a changeup himself. And that will be a 1-2-3 inning in the 7th for Greg Maddux. He's at 26 batters. He can go 28. So depending on what happens here, we might send him out for the 8th. We're going to get a new pitcher for the Indians. I believe it was Tavares coming in. So we'll just stick with that plan. Mike Hargrove excellent manager for the Indians for a long time. And Julian Tavares was a workhorse, right-handed pitcher, can go 6 batters, 3-4-2. He's coming into a tie ball game. Ossenmacher, excellent job with 2 strikeouts. And it will be McGriff, Justice, and Klesko against Tavares. A 12, that's going to be a ground out to the first baseman as Fred McGriff pulls it hard down the line, but nice play from Sorrento. He's going to toss to the pitcher. Tavares, who's covering first, and that will be out number 1 here in the 8th. Who is going to blink first? Dave Justice to the plate. He's 1 for 2. He had a single and a run scored. Normally that would have been a double, but because we're going off the pitcher card first, Tavares induces a fly out to right field. Man Ram is there, takes 1 step in, reaches up, and grabs it for the out. Okay, last hope for the Braves in the 8th. 2 down, Ryan Klesko to the plate, and this is going to be another out. You can see the fly out instead of a double. This one goes out to right center field. Ranging over is Kenny Lofton, and he's going to make the play in right center. And the Braves go down 1-2-3 in the top of the 8th. It's getting to cutting time in this one. It will be the bottom of the order, Alomar Jr., and then Lofton and Vizquel against Gregory Maddux. We're going to run them out there for the 8th. Bobby Cox, all the faith in the world in his Cy Young winning right-hander. And this is a 46. A 46 will be a strikeout. So Alomar Jr. strikes out on a fastball. Can't catch up to that one. And that's going to bring up Kenny Lofton. 4th time through the order now for Greg Maddux. Lofton is 1 for 3. Struck out in his last at-bat. Looks like he's going to do the same here. He does, as he takes a swing at a fastball running away from him. And he can't get that one either. So 2 straight strikeouts in consecutive at-bats for Lofton. That brings up Omar Vizquel, switch hitter. He's hitting left-handed against Gregory Maddux. He's had no luck. He's 0 for 3 at this point. A 26 is going to be a grounder as he taps that one right back to Maddux. Maddux runs to first, underhands it to McGriff, and that is going to be a 1-2-3 inning in the 8th as Maddux has righted the ship. He gave up a solo home run to Albert Bell back in the 6th and has completely blanked these Indians all the way through the 8th. All right, we are headed to the top of the 9th inning. Let's go ahead and leave Tavares in there. We'll see if he can pick his way through the bottom of the order here. He can go 6 batters. He's only gone 3, so he's good to go here. He'll face off against Lemke, Lopez, and Belliard. A 12, that's going to be a grounder, a little tapper to the catcher. No problem there as the catcher Alomar gets out. And he throws to the inside of the bag for out number 1. Brings up Javi Lopez. Lopez is 1 for 1 with an RBI. Came in off the bench cold, and he is going to strike out here as Tavares gets him swinging at a breaking pitch. And that's out number 2. 2 down in the inning. Rafael Belliard was the hero of game number 4 as he was 3 for 4. Let's see, can he come through here? He's 0 for 2 in this one. A 26 is going to be a grounder as he pounds that one into the ground. Baerga has it at second base, and that is a 1-2-3 inning for Julian Tavares. Tavares 6 up and 6 down in relief for the Indians. That sends us to the bottom of the 9th inning. Greg Maddux is over, and we are going to get him out of the ball game. I think it's going to be Alejandro Pena coming in for the Braves. I feel very apprehensive about letting anyone come into the game. But we need to do it. Pena can go 4 batters. He has a 2.26 as well for the Braves in 1995. Maddux goes 8 innings. He gives up 1, 2, 3 hits, 2 runs. Both runs were earned. He walked 1 and struck out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 batters. That is a Hall of Fame start in a game where you got to have it. Let's see if Pena can hold the lead here. Bottom of the 9th inning, Cleveland tied at 2 with the Braves. They've got Baerga, Bell, and Murray, so this is going to be a tough hold for Pena. Let's see if he can do it. 24 is going to be a strikeout as he gets Baerga. Swinging through a pitch, and that's going to be out number 1. Now the real test, Joey Bell. Bell has a home run on a 45. That's pretty tough. Right now he is 1 for 1 with a homer. He's got a 23 here. 23 is going to be a ground out to the shortstop. Belliard with the play. He's up with it and over to first. And that's out number 2. Still got to get through Eddie Murray. Eddie Murray with a couple of home runs. He is 0 for the day. It's a 14. A 14 is going to be a base hit as he laces one into left field. And he goes the opposite field for the base hit. Double is going to score the run, and the game will be over. A home run, and the game will be over. Jim told me to the plate. He's 0 for 3. He feels due. And let's see, a 46. He hits a fly ball out to center field. Ranging back is the center fielder Grissom, and he'll make the catch for out number 3. Good job by Alejandro Pena to quell the threat. You're still going to have to deal with Man Ram in the bottom of the 10th. But we head to the 10th inning, and it is going to be a new pitcher for the Indians. We're tied at 2. Game 5 goes to extra innings. 2 innings. A whole lot of nothing for the Braves here. No walks and 1 K for Julian Tabarez, who came in and pitched very well. We are going to get, I believe in this game, Jose Mesa and what's his name? Wohlers. They both went multiple innings in this game. Boy, where do you go at this point? Let's go with Jim Poole. Actually, yeah, Jim Poole, Alan Embry, doesn't really matter, huh? We got Eric Plunk. Let's do Eric Plunk. So let's go with Eric Plunk. He did come in an earlier game, and I think he had a bit of a rough time. So let's see if that happens here. 3.35 is his FIP, and Plunk will come in to face Grissom, Polonia, and Jones. We also have Mike Mordecai and Mike Devereaux on the bench. Those all basically have the same batting runs, so not really a lot of differentiation there. Marquise Grissom 0 for 4 today. He's facing the righty Plunk. This is going to be a ground out that goes to the shortstop. Vizquel over to first for out number 1. We are officially into extra innings in this one. No ghost runners here. This is old school baseball. We play out the innings. A 56 will be a strikeout looking. Eric Plunk on the corner. And Luis Polonia can't pull the trigger. That's 2 quick outs for the Bravos in the top of the 10th. Chipper Jones to the plate. Can he end it? He's 1 for 4. A 34, that's going to be a single with an error check. So that's a single up the middle. No error on Kenny Lofton. And that'll be a base hit. So the Braves still alive. Chipper now 2 for 5 in this one. Brings up Freddie McGriff. He's 1 for 4. He had a single and a run scored. Or sorry, yeah, a single and a run scored. Whew. Against Eric Plunk, a 25 is going to be a fly ball. That goes out to right center field. It's going to be an error check on Manny Ramirez. And another error as Ramirez gets there, but it bounces off of his glove. So what is that? That's going to be an E9. No, it's a single with another E9. That actually happened to Manny already in this game. That's not right. It's a fly out. So, boy, I've just mangled that. So he's going to be on with an E9. The error is going to allow Jones to get all the way to third. And we have runners on the corners with 2 outs. Dave Justice. Will he be a hero? He's 1 for 3 with a walk and a single. A 24 is going to be a strikeout as Eric Plunk bears down and gets him with a breaking ball, vicious, and strands 2 runners in the 10th for the Braves. The Braves are not able to push a run across even though they get 1 in scoring position. We're going to leave Pena in there. He can go 4 batters. He's at 4, so he's not past his stamina. So we'll just run him out there again. He's got Man Ram, Paul Sorrento, and Sandy Alomar Jr. Ramirez, of course, comes up and rips one into right center field. That's going to be a base hit. Let's check the error on the right fielder. No error on the play. So Manny Ball is going to be at first base with nobody out. Paul Sorrento into the game. 25 for Sorrento is a fly ball that's out to center field. Got an error check on Grissom. No error on the play as Grissom makes the catch. That is 1 down. Pinch hitter. What do we got? We got Ruben Amaro, Tony Pena, Wayne Kirby. Boy, it's a whole lot of nothing right here. Sorry, Indian fans, you don't have a lot coming off the pitch. All right, Sandy Alomar Jr. 1 out, 1 on. Looking to be the hero. Instead, he's going to ground out to. Actually, he's going to strike out off of Pena's card. So that's going to be a strikeout swinging. And last hope for the Indians in the bottom of the 10th is Kenny Lofton. A double or greater is going to score the run. Let's see what Kenny Lofton can do here. A 55 is going to be a line out as he lines out to left field. Coming in hard is the left fielder Polonia, and he will make a nice running catch. And that will end the 10th inning. So we head to the top of the 11th, still tied. Extra innings in Game 5 of the 95 World Series, getting a little extra baseball here. It will be Eric Plunk continuing forward. He'll face Klesko, Lemke, and Lopez. A 26, that's going to be a base knock for Klesko as he hits that one into right center field. No error from Manny this time as he fields it cleanly and gets it back in. Klesko, though, at first base with nobody out. And the Lemmer coming to the plate. Let's go ahead and bunt that guy over A 1 or a 2 is going to be unsuccessful. Otherwise, it's a sack hit. It's a 7, and that's a good sacrifice for Lemke. So he's going to be the first out of the inning. He's now officially 2 for 4 in the game. Doesn't get charged for that sacrifice. So, runner at second base, Javi Lopez to the plate. Lopez looking to do some damage against Eric Plunk. A 16 is going to be a fly ball. That's out to deep left field. Going back on it is Albert Bell, and he's going to make a catch right at the wall. That's going to allow the runner to advance to third base, but there are 2 outs now as Javi Lopez threatened to end this one. Bell catches it right at the wall. And now Rafi Belliard can be the hero. A 14 is going to be a ground ball. That goes to shortstop. It's no guarantee. Vizquel has to make the play a 1, and the Braves are going to score. It's a 9. And so Vizquel is going to make the throw to first base, and that's going to end the threat. So the Braves get another runner to third base. Can't get him home. They're looking for the big hit, but the Indians' bullpen has been huge in this one. We're going to get a new pitcher for the Braves. So, in relief of Alejandro Pena, we're going to bring in, I think we just got to bring in Mark Wohlers, right? Let's see if we can close this one down and get him to another inning. 4 for Wohlers. He's got a 188 FIP. Alejandro Pena, very admirable, goes 2 innings. Gives up 2 hits, no runs, no walks, and 2 Ks. So, very nice relief outing from the veteran right-hander, Pena. Instrumental in their season. Had a really great year. I don't know if they traded for him or what, but had a very nice year. All right, it's Mark Wohlers against the middle of the lineup, Vizquel, Baerga, and Bell. Wohlers a 188 FIP, 7-3 record, 209 ERA, 25 saves, 90 strikeouts in 64 2/3 innings. Facing Omar Vizquel, 266, 6 homers, 56 RBIs in 1995. He's 0 for the day. He's got a 13. A 13 is going to be another ground out as he hits one softly to first base. McGriff is going to pick it up, take it to first himself, and that's going to be out number 1. Carlos Baerga to the plate. Baerga 0 for 4 with 3 Ks, but he gets a chance here, and a 24 is going to be another strikeout, and he just does not have it as he swings through a Wohlers fastball and misses it. Brings up Albert Joey Bell. If anybody can end the game, this is the guy. He's already got 1 homer. He's 1 for 2, couple runs scored, couple walks. It's a 16, and he gives this one a ride out to deep left center field. Back on his horse is Grissom, and he makes a nice running catch right at the wall. Whew. Albert Bell threatening to send everybody home in this one. Comes up just a little bit short, and we have passed through the gauntlet. So Wohlers gets out of the 11th. We head to the 12th inning. Still tied at 2, and this is turning into a classic. We need to get Eric Plunk out of the game, and looks like maybe Jim Poole is, well, let's follow the actual. Let's just get Jose Mesa in here. Jose Mesa into the game. He replaces Plunk, who goes 2 innings. So 6, 7, 9, 11. That's right. So he goes 2 innings. And he gives up 1, 2 hits, no runs, no walks, and 2 Ks. So very similar to Alejandro Pena's day. We got Jose Mesa. So we got both of our closers into the game. A 25 is going to be a fly out with an error check. So it's a fly out to right field. Error check on Manny ball, and that is going to be another error. So I think that's the 3rd error on Manny and he just can't catch a break in this one. As Marquise Grissom stands at first base, we got to try to steal with him. He's a 1-6 for a stolen base. Oh my gosh, it's a 9. Ridiculous. And Grissom gets caught stealing, trying to swipe second. And that brings up Luis Polonia. Polonia and Dwight Smith are the same. Heck, I don't know. Why not? Let's just get him into the game. Let's see if Dwight Smith can create a little magic here. So he's going to come in and play the outfield. Dwight Smith. They're both not great left fielders. They both hit left-handed. Dwight Smith is a little slower. I don't know. I don't know what to do here. So maybe Dwight Smith can just change the course of history. Dwight Smith stands in a 16. He gives it a good ride. That's out to right center field. Manny Ball is on his horse, and he is at the track and makes a running catch and makes up for that error. As he makes the second out of the inning, grabs that deep fly ball, and that'll bring up Chipper Jones. Chipper can end this with one swing. Let's see if he does. He does not. In fact, he swings through it, and that is going to be strikeout number 2 in the game. That's a 1-2-3 inning for Jose Mesa, as Mesa gets the rookie Chipper Jones for the third out in the 12th. We go to the bottom of the 12th inning. 2-2 is our score. Mark Wohler is still in the game. Both closers can still hang. And let's see what we got. A 66 from Wohlers is going to be a strikeout as he gets Eddie Murray swinging through a fastball for strike 3. I don't know, maybe my phone's going to die before this game is over. Hopefully that does not happen. Fred McGriff to the plate. Actually, it was McGriff that struck out, right? No, we're in the bottom. Okay, all right. So it's Jim Thome to the plate. Thome feels like he's due a 46. Oh, he misses the home run by 1. And this instead is going to be a fly ball, can of corn out to center field as Jim Thome just misses and gets under that one. He was frustrated. He thought he had him. Brings up Man Ram 2 for 4. 16, this is going to be a deep fly ball out to left center or left field. Going back on it, being tested is Smith, and he reaches up just at the last second to make the catch. 3 up, 3 down for Mark Wohlers. And we head to the 13th inning. We are going to leave Jose Mesa in the game. It's Fred McGriff, Dave Justice, and Ryan Klesko to the plate. Somebody's got to come through here. This is going to be Freddie McGriff with a rip out to right center field. The error check checks out. Manny gets the ball cleanly back in, and Freddie McGriff with his second hit of the day. Brings up Dave Justice. A 12 is going to be a ground ball, a little tapper to third base. The only play is to first, and that's going to advance the runner on the fielder's choice, and that will be out number 1. So Dave Justice not happy, but he does get the job done, and it's up to Klinko right now. Let's see if Klesko can come through. He had a single in his last at bat. Top of the 13th, we are tied at 2. A 14 is going to be a base hit. That's down the left field line, and just a single. Freddie McGriff doesn't run very well, so they're going to hold him at third base. But the Braves mounting something here. 1 out, runners at the corners. Mark Lemke to the plate, just don't hit into a double play. A 66 is going to be a strikeout as he gets caught looking. Jose Mesa with the slider gets Mark Lemke. Lemke cannot pull the trigger, and that is going to be out number 2. Oh, it's cutting time. Javi Lopez to the plate. Chance to put the Braves ahead. He's got runners at the corners. Can he get a base hit? He cannot. That's going to be a grounder. Hot shot, but to Tomei at third. Tomei gets it to first, and that is going to end the 13th. And the Braves put up a 0 as they get more runners in scoring position. I don't even want to look at how many they left on. So, all right. So we are... let me find somebody so I can look at their... So 354, Pedro Borbon. I'm going to be looking at Pedro Borbon. So at 33, that's what our adjustment is, as Wohlers is now into the next column. The next column over is, the way it works is once you've gotten out of one column, you move over to the next one. So if you go out past your stamina, which he's at 4, and he'll be going out past his stamina at 6 batters. So we need to move him down a column. This is the 1940s, so we're not going to use this one. But we do have a guy here, 354 fib. He would be in the next column over, and that's what we're going to use here. So Mark Wohlers facing Sorrento, Alomar Jr., and Lofton. Some real giants going here. Paul Sorrento starts off the inning with a base hit. He's only got a speed of 2, so he can't turn that into a double. But Sorrento is on first with nobody out. Brings up Sandy Alomar Jr. Alomar 0 for 4. 12 is going to be a ground ball. This little tapper just past the mound. The only play is going to be to first base for Lemke, and just like the last inning for the Braves, Alomar is able to move the runner to second base with the fielder's choice. Kenny Lofton can end this with a double. Let's see what happens here. A 25. 25 is going to be a fly out. That goes out to straightaway left field. We're going to check the error rating on Dwight Smith, who came in. He makes the play in left, so that's going to be a fly out to the left fielder. 2 down in the inning. Runner in scoring position, Omar Vizquel with a base hit can end this one, because with 2 outs, all base runners get an extra base. We're going to shake these real good. It's Mark Wohlers against Omar Vizquel. It's a 35, and a 35 is going to be a strikeout. Mark Wohlers taking care of business. A little TCB, as Cosmo Kramer says. And that is going to be the end of the 13th inning. Whew. All right, Wohlers is going to be out. He gets Vizquel with a runner in scoring position. We head to the 14th inning. This one turning into a marathon. We got to get Mesa out of there. Mesa goes 2 innings. He was a righty and a 2.70. This one, a classic. 2 hits, no runs, no walks, 2 Ks. Mesa's out, and we got Chad OJ, Jim Poole, Alan Embry. Alan Embry, I guess. We'll save Chad OJ for if it just keeps going into the night, I guess. So we got here, and we are going to go with Alan Embry, who is going to take home the prize here. It's a couple of heavyweights going at it. Game 5, top of the 14th inning. We're tied at 2. We haven't had a score since the 6th inning. Rafi Belliard is coming to the plate. And Alan Embry is on the mound. Oh boy. 66. We got a blank here. We got a single or a home run if the D9 is a 6 or greater. Sweet justice. Rafael Belliard goes deep and gives the Braves a 1-run lead. Yes! The little man, Belliard, no home runs during the regular season. Some would be tempted to not give him that, but I'm definitely going to give him that. That's like the stuff of World Series lore right there. So Rafi Belliard with the bomb. Bottom of the, or top of the 14th inning. And maybe the floodgates are going to open for the Braves here. A 14, that's going to be a ground out to the shortstop. No problem from Omar Vizquel. Even though he's tired, he makes a good throw to first. And Grissom is out by a step. That's going to bring up Dwight Smith. Smith is 0 for 1. He came in back in the 11th or 12th. Dwight Smith with a 23. That's going to be a ground out to short. Another error check. Omar Vizquel up to the challenge, always. And that's going to be out number 2. So 2 down, 1 in for the Braves in the top of the 14th inning. It is Chippewa Jones to the plates. Jones with a couple of hits today. A 45, that's going to be a long single as he hits one into left center field. Chipper with a base knock with 2 outs is going to bring up Freddie McGriff, the crime dog, the Hall of Famer, recently minted Hall of Famer. He had a single in his last at-bat. He is going to hit the ball. He gets under this one into right center field, deep and playable for Kenny Lofton, who slows up right before the warning track. And he's going to grab that one, but the Braves do put one on the board. Boop. And they take a 3-2 lead. They are 3 outs away from celebrating in Cleveland Indian territory. And who we got here? We're bringing in somebody. Let's check out what they got. They got Pedro Barbone. I told you that was old Pedro, but it's not. This is his son. I looked it up. We got Brad Klontz. We got Greg McMichael. Kent Merker. These are all guys that we have available. I say Brad Klontz. Klontz came into the game, I believe. Told you I watched a little video of these games. They spent a lot of time on Game 5 and Game 6. All right, the Indians 3 outs away. They need 2 runs to force a Game 6. They need 1 run to tie this one and keep it going. The Braves put up 1, so Wohlers goes 1, 2, 3 innings. A Warrior gives up 1 hit, no runs, no walks, and 1, 2, 3 Ks. He wants it bad. He wants it bad. All right, so we got Alan Embry on the hook for the loss. He's hoping that this middle of the order can get it done for the Indians. It's going to be a tough one for Alan Embry. For Brad Klontz. Baerga, Bell, and Murray are the first 3 up. The Indians far from out of this one. And let's see how it goes for them. A 13, that's going to be a ground ball to the shortstop. Rafael Belliard cleanly over to first, and he gets his man. Baerga now 0 for the day. Oof. Rough. Albert Bell can tie this one with 1 swing. He's already got 1 homer. He's 1 for 3. A couple runs scored, a couple walks, and a solo bomb. A 13, though, is going to be another grounder as he taps this one in front of the plate. Javi Lopez, quick as a cat, jumps out and makes a good throw to first. And the Braves can smell it 1 out away. Eddie Murray coming in. Eddie Murray, been in this situation before. He is 1 for 5. And he had 21 homers, 82 RBIs. A 44 is going to be a walk. And he keeps it alive. Ooh. Runner at first. Jim Thome to the plate. Thome, 314 average, 25 homers, 73 RBIs. He had a 996 OPS. In 1995, he's 0 for the day. He's due. Is this going to be a celebration for the Braves? Is it going to be Game 6? It's a 56. A 56 is a strikeout. And Brad Clontz ends the World Series. Ho! And the Braves are the winners. We are the champions, my friend. Maybe it was going to be inevitable. I don't know. Game 5, Atlanta wins 4-1. They take care of business in Cleveland. The game winner is Rafael Belliard. I can't make this stuff up. Rafael Belliard with a solo home run in the bottom or the top of the 14th wins the World Series. It's the stuff of dreams, and he's going to Disney World. All right, let me pause this. I'll come back with the final totals, and we will close out this 1995 World Series replay. All right, and we are back with the totals in this one. Atlanta wins the game. They win the World Series 4-1. They win this game 3-2 in 14 innings. Rafael Belliard is our player of the game. Belliard with a solo home run in the 14th inning off of Alan Embry to take this one for the Braves. For the Braves, 3 runs on 14 hits. Man, they could not bring anybody in. They had no errors, though. For Cleveland, it's 2 runs on only 6 hits in the game. So 14 innings, only 6 hits, and 3 errors committed. I want to say all 3 by Manram, but I can't remember. And definitely 2, 3, all 3 by Manny Ramirez. Just a rough game for Manny. Greg Maddux got the start. 8 innings, 3 hits. 3 hits allowed, 2 runs, 1 walk, 9 Ks. Mark Wohlers is going to get the win. He was on the mound still, technically, in the top of the 14th. So he's going to get the win. He goes 3 innings, 1 hit, 3 Ks. Brad Clontz with the save, 1 inning. No hits, no runs, 1 walk, and the final strikeout of Jim Thome. Thome up with man on base with an opportunity to send this one to Game 6, and he strikes out. Oral Hershiser, very admirable, 6 innings, 8 hits, 2 runs, only 1 earned, 2 walks, and 5 strikeouts. The bullpen did their job until Embry came in and gave up the go-ahead home run. All right, this is going to end our 1995 World Series. Braves win 4-1. They won the actual series 4-2. This game was played October 26, 1995. And what a classic. This is everything you dream about for a World Series game. And the tension was ratcheted. All right, so this is played with On-Base Baseball. On-Base Baseball is my first baseball creation, my first game that I ever made. Maybe even still the best one. Just a terrific game. Plays, as you can see, very quickly and easily. Simple to learn, easy to play, lots of decisions to be made. And you get everything just sort of on the cards for you. You can also play this using the roster sheets. And if you use the roster sheets, you just basically transfer all this data onto the scorecard. And then you would play using this instead of looking on the cards for each individual. You would just look at their batting runs to find out what column they're in. So Dave Justice at 12.5 would be in column 3, and you just roll. And this is, if he's facing Embry, 424 falls into this second column. So 350 to 425. That falls into the second column. So if it's a blank here, you would go over to Justice's column and roll against his second column self. So super easy. The game is just two different modes of playing. It's the same game, the same numbers, the same everything. And the roster sheets give you all of these player numbers, all this player data. And then you would basically just be playing off of here. You would just fill in all the batting runs, the defense, the speed, and then you could play straight off of here. It would look something like this, where you see the batting runs, defense, and speed all filled in. And whether it's a pre-filled score sheet or you use one of mine, I have one that has, I like to use the at-bats, so you just kind of go straight down. There's 7 at-bats. But I also have one that's innings based with a traditional like 12 innings, and you just do inning by inning. It doesn't have all these game totals over here. So if you like the game totals, you could do the at-bat by at-bat. If you don't care, then you can just play the traditional by inning score sheet. They both have plenty of room for pitchers, and they both have both teams on the same score sheet. You can actually download those for free if you go to clarkandaddisongaming.com and you just want to have score sheets like that. There's room for 3 sort of extra, what would you call them? Attributes. So you could technically use that for a different game. And then you have some different attributes here as well. You could fill in the player numbers if you want to. I don't add that onto the cards or the roster sheets, but if you know their numbers and you want to put those in, you can do that as well. That would be for their jersey numbers, by the way. Their batting order number is here. There's a few spaces down here for extra players. We're in the American League in this games 3, 4, and 5, and so we haven't had to do a lot of substitutions, but I did have some subs come into the game. If you have any questions or comments about it, just leave them down in the comments section below. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, just click on subscribe. Super easy, and all the videos, whenever I post them, will come to you. I think the next thing I'm going to do as far as videos are concerned is to go back to play action football, and I'm going to try out my new passing, rushing. I don't know if I'm going to do penalties. I think I'm going to take the penalties off because it's just not working out very well with the penalties, the pre-snap penalties. So I'm going to take that off, but I'll have passing and rushing, and then those will be separated out by type of offensive play. And so maybe that will help bring a little bit more specificity to the game. If it doesn't work very well, I'll just go straight back to offense and defense, and it'll just be kind of simple. A lot simpler to do it that way, to figure those final adjustment numbers out. So that's going to be the next thing I do, and I'll probably do that today. I have a day off, so I'll probably do that today or tomorrow. So I have some time to work on that this weekend and test it out, see how that plays. Does it play any better? Is it slow everything down a lot? I'm not sure. We'll see how that works. Play action football you can get at clarkandaddisongaming.com as well. So I have football, baseball, and basketball games. Max's Cards and Dice on YouTube. He has been playing the ABA 1974-75 season using Uptempo, and he had a terrific game between the Nets and the Pacers from his 74-75 replay, and so that came out. Watched that this morning. And terrific game. Uptempo is super fun. There's it's a play-by-play basically, but plays a lot quicker. It's kind of like a medium play type of game, somewhere between full play-by-play and a quick play game. You can play just team-based values, or you can he does everything. He rolls dice. He figures out who the defender is, and then he rolls for the shots. So that's definitely, what you could do. There's some fun mechanics in there, like scoring runs, which can just kind of turn the game or get a team that's out of it back into it. It can blow out a team when it's close. It can push a team from behind into the lead, and they never give it up. I've had all kinds of things happen with the scoring run. So The better the team, the more chance they can get a scoring run, and it can be things like a 6-0 run, a 9-2 run, a 10-2 run, or a 12-0 run. So there's lots of kind of cool mechanics to the game like that. So you should check it out. If you go to clarkandaddisongaming.com, you can see all the different games that I've published. I host a couple of games for another designer as well, and you can check those out. A lot of the games that I have free demos, either a small number of teams, or like On Base Baseball, the 1941 season is just totally free. You can play that season out much as you want. You can do all the cards, you can do the roster sheets, you can test out the entire game, because you get the entire season. So that's definitely worth checking out. It doesn't cost you anything. It's a free PDF download. It'll cost you to print a few teams, but if you're like me, you know, I'm not I don't need like a huge kind of production. I just print it on regular paper and print it out. Seems good to me, because I'm not doing a full season replay usually. So if you want to just kind of test something out, just printing it on paper is totally fine. And the teams are all sort of broken up, so you can do by batters and the pitchers. So and obviously with teams from the 1940s, there aren't nearly as many pitchers, really just not as many players overall as there are in a more modern season. I busted out the 1980s yesterday. I'm really just trying to work on my processes to see if there's a way for me to process lots of players all at the same time. I just need to work on that. And I'm back at work on a digital game. I keep hitting a roadblock somewhere along the way. But I think every time I try it, I learn a little bit more and learn a little bit more about what I want to do. This version is moving pretty well. I like it. And so when I have more to show, I will show it. You can basically play the game all the way through right now. But I'm doing things like putting base runners on the base paths and making sure that players' names show up in the play-by-play and things like that. The advantage of me doing this, as opposed to other digital games, is that it would be completely web-based, but it would look and feel a lot like Digital Diamond or something like that. So it's not going to be as deep, and you're only going to be able to play what I give you at the beginning. But once I can connect that into my on-base baseball data, then you should be able to play on-base with the values, be able to play on-base baseball with this. So it's just going to take a little bit of time, and kind of I was telling my kids, whenever I'm designing programs like that, software or applications, I start kind of general and then begin to move a little bit more specifically. And as long as the general things work out well, moving everything over into more specificity is not particularly difficult, but it can be a little bit more time consuming. So still working on that and just kind of dinking around with that over the last couple weeks, and hopefully I'll have more to show at a different time. Right now it's just desktop only, which it may always only be desktop only. I don't know how I would shrink it down to make it playable on a phone, but maybe it will be. So we'll check that out, and like I said, as soon as I have something to show, I'll show it. You know me. But it is playable right now, so I feel really good about it. Better than I felt about a digital game in a long time. All right, I'm going to go ahead and end this one, and maybe you'll see some more videos being pumped out in the next few days. I got some time off, so maybe I'll just be pushing stuff out, so be looking for that all weekend. Go Braves. 1991 or 95 World Series champions, just like it was before, except they did it in 5 games this time instead of 4, because they won the extra inning game. So they didn't win it in Cleveland, but they won it this time on the tabletop. So we'll see how this all plays itself out, and yeah, very excited about the outcome of this. So good payoff. If you've missed the first 4 games, go back and there's a playlist here. You can go through the playlist and you can go through the playlist, yeah, and watch the games. So, all right, I think that's it from here. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again next time.